Well, I'm going to go back to the teaching. This past 2 weeks has been amazing. The first week was the Holy Trinity, so I used the time to teach on that. Last week was the Feast of Corpus Christi, and I also used the time to teach on that. Now, those that are now available on YouTube, if you want to watch, you can just go to YouTube, /Father Martino. /Father Martino. Spell out F-A-T-H-E-R Martino, and they will, it's right there. Now, today I'd like to continue to talk about the real present, the Eucharist, a little bit. Last week, many people have made comments to me after Mass that it was absolutely good. That they liked what I taught, and I was so into that, and I present them with all those amazing historical, biblical facts. But today, I am gonna present you a different angle. I'm gonna present you what people argue the Eucharist is not. Okay? Well, you can tell them all those things. Especially last week, I stressed out on the term that Jesus said, I am the living bread. You know, was it figurative or figurative? Can I get it right now? Do I get that word right? Yeah. You see, if I don't think about it, I got it right. If I think about it, I can never pronounce it. So last was that literally or it was not. And I use a lot of time explaining how it's real it is. And I go in and I say, today I present to you. If Jesus talks real and if people misunderstood him, he corrects them and he tells them what he really meant. If he talked about literally and they did not get it, what did he do? He repeated over and over and over. He tells them this is what I meant, and I repeated that. But today, while people who don't believe it may present this to you, he said, well, also in the Gospel of John, chapter 10 and chapter 15, what Jesus also said, well, I am the vine. You see, remember that? And he also said, well, I am the gate. Now, are you telling me when Jesus said, this is my body, this is my flesh, you know, this is my blood? Is that the same when Jesus also in the Gospel of John, right? He said, I am the vine, you the branches. You have to connect to me. And he also said, well, I am the gate. You're going to come to the Father through me. Are you telling me here, Father, well, I agree with you, what you say there, but are you telling me when Jesus said that, he also meant, well, I'm the door. I am the gate. I am the vine. But if you look at how Jesus did, okay, how Jesus talks, and I want to let you mentally see that. When he said, I am the vine, he added on what? You are the? You see the things? Let me say, how do I say that? Because we live because of Jesus. We have to connect with him. The relationship, that's what I can use the word. The relationship between us and Jesus. But the difference is this. This is what I want you. I'm going to try to explain to you the grammatical of the English, okay? When he said, I am the vine, I am the door, I am the gate, it's different, don't you think, when he said, this is my body. First of all, I is mean, you know, you already have the subject come out there. And when you learn English, you all know that. You should know that in high school. I only have 2 years of high school here. And the first year I have no word of English. So, you know, just count it into one, maybe half. Because the second years I really didn't understand what they were saying either. But anyway, when you get the word I, it means I am Martino. It means I am the head of it. You know? So the Martino or anything that came help to recognize who I am. You see what I'm trying to say? But if I say, well, let me tell you, okay, let me say, well, I can say that, no, I can't say this is my body because that would never happen, okay? Well, you would introduce her. Oh, I can say that. Well, when you see a woman and I tell you, this is my mother, You see what I'm trying to say? So the this doesn't make sense until the word mother came after. Am I right? The this makes no sense until the mother. When I say I this already makes sense to you. It's when I am. You see what I'm trying to say? So when Jesus said, "I am the vine, I am the gates," the gates help you to understand more. But it doesn't. Without the gates, the I am is still there. Do you see what I'm trying to say? The identity, what I call, of Jesus is already there, whether the gates help it or not. You see what I'm trying to say? Whether he said, "I'm the gate, I am Martino." Well, it doesn't matter. I could be, maybe next year I changed my name. Like one of the basketball guys, what is his name? No, he changed his name into Made the World Peace because he caused too much trouble. Ron Otis from the Los Angeles Lakers, right? He's caused too much trouble. He fight all the time. What did he do this year? He changed his name to World Peace, that's his last name. And he's still fighting. Now, he can change that name, but that doesn't change his identity. You see what I'm trying to say? So I am Martino could be, some of you call her, Father Martino is a troublemaker. You see, so I can be troublemaker. But the troublemaker helped that one change. But the I am can never change my identity. Jesus, you see what I'm trying to say? But then Jesus said, "This is my body, this is my blood, take this, eat it, and drink it." The disease doesn't make sense. What is disease? Until the true identity of God come out of this is my body. You see what I'm trying to say? The identity, the true identity of Christ doesn't come out until the word body, the word blood coming out to explain what this is mean. When the other one, Jesus said, "I am." And I hope you to understand that. Now the second objections could be, as I said to them, talk about, "Well, you men, are they really," what the word I always love, how you say it, cannibalism? That they really eat what? That's go against the Bible. You shouldn't eat any sacrificial blood, and you should eat flesh and blood. That's wrong. The Bible prohibits us to doing that. Well, if that's how you understand, man, I don't know how fat Jesus is, but man, to feed 12 of them, probably they eat every piece of his body. If we talk about literally, you see what I'm trying to say? I tell you a true story. This is how people understood. When I was up in Augusta, I think I told you one. During Mass, there's certain people go up and receive the communions and kneel down, which that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. That's their personal piety, and that's fine. That's how they respect the Lord, and that's perfectly fine with me. So that day as I'm giving the communion, there's a guy who walked up at the end. He's very nice. He sits right in the middle, but he didn't want to bother the people. So he waited till the last person walked in, and he kneeled down. He received the communion, and I take out. We use a bit, the bit bread like we have it here. So I break one little piece, I gave it to him. And he was like this, and he said, You understand what he tried to tell me? Tell me, Danny, what does he try to tell me?
He wants the round.
That's exactly. He doesn't want that little piece that I broke out from the big round one. He said, You got what he tried to say, right? I don't want that broken piece. I want the round one. Now I was like, and then the next question asked, "Are you Catholics?" You know what I mean? I'm just concerned. He said, "Yes, I am, Father." And so I gave it to him. The story didn't end it there. At the end of Mass, he was really nice. That's a big church in Augusta. More than 1,000 people attended Mass. So I stood up there, I greeted everybody, and they all went home. And the guy actually stood back. And he told me, he said, "Well, Father, can I talk to you for a second?" I said, "I'd be happy to." And he said, "What's wrong, Father? You didn't give me the whole Jesus." You didn't give me the whole Jesus. When I grew up, that's what I received. I received that. And the priest eat the whole Jesus. the Jews have a smaller one, and the priest eat all. The priest ate the whole Jesus. Now the priest don't even eat the whole Jesus anymore, because we break it and we share it with them. And I said, oh my God, what happened? He said, well, Father, that's what I do. I grew up and I all like that. The church changes too much. I don't like it. I said, first of all, changes sometimes are good, sometimes are bad. But forget about the changes. But this is what we believe. You mean Jesus actually come and stay in that crowd completely? And if I break a little part of that, so if I give you that little piece, you may get the ear of Jesus? Maybe, man, if that's the case, I would give you Jesus' toes. Remember, Jesus walking without shoe back there. No. It's not. It's a complete Jesus in a sacramental way. Not in the way that the whole body. So Jesus has to come little and go back in there. And I break his leg off. If I do that, I didn't hear Jesus screaming at all. I do that every Mass. Oh, that's how we believe. No. And by the way, you think the same wine and the food that you eat at home, is that the same? No. This is a sacrament. We have to go beyond those things. Are we just like, and so from now on, everybody walk up and say, Father, is that the leg of Jesus? Is that the thigh of Jesus? Is that white meat? Is that dog meat? Come on. If that's what we believe, we have a problem. And he said, well, the church changes too much. I don't like it. So, I talked to him a little bit. Finally, he walked around the church talking with me. I locked the church up. And as soon as he and I, we walked out to the parking lot, I saw a Corvette, a red convertible Corvette parking out in the parking lot. I said, that's your car? He said, yeah, Father. I said, well, you changed too. He said, what you mean? I said, where's your bicycle when you grow up? You see what I'm trying to say? It's okay. My dear friends, when we talk about the real presence of the Lord, I want you to go beyond just the physical seeing. Not just the real presence, it's about every sacrament. It's an outside side. It's an outward side to explain what's inside. Talking about your faith or anybody who believes in Jesus Christ, can they physically prove? You see what I'm trying to say? But it's the interior, the faith, the within, the one that changed, that the one that we cannot just touch and see, but only can see with the eyes of faith. So as we continue with this, that's good. I am going to continue this hammer down on this topic. But then I'm going to go back to the biblical a lot. That's what I'm going to talk to you about, how St. Paul wrote about it. Because he's the first one who ever explained it. Remember that. He came in later. He wasn't there on the Last Supper. He wasn't there to hear Jesus talk about the chapter 6 of the Gospel of John. I am, the living bread that came out from heaven. He was not there at the Last Supper. Paul came in much later. And now he, as you and me, who was not there, how did he understood it? So that's what I'm going to use some of his letters to tell you about what Paul's really understand. And I think it's important because he was just like you and me. He wasn't there. Just like John who wrote it, just like the Luke, Matthew, and Mark who was writing it and was there with Jesus. Remember, Paul was not there. And that's going to be last one. Let me see how Paul believed it because he wasn't there either.